The Airbnb bust is finally here. Guys, this is the moment everybody's been waiting for. We've been talking about this for months, even since COVID. We've been talking about this Airbnb bust. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you, are you really safe getting into Airbnb? Or is there a crash coming and everybody's gonna lose their money and everybody's gonna lose time in doing Airbnb arbitrage? In this video, I just wanna share with you the two differences between a vacation rental and a corporate rental. And then I'm gonna share with you, is it really a good time to actually get into it? Or is it better to get into the long-term rentals? So Airbnb has two different methods. One's called a vacation rental and one's called a corporate rental. And a vacation rental is very simple. People come in, they're generally there to party, to drink. There's gonna be some drugs. There's gonna be people parking on the grass. Neighbors are typically going to complain because it's a lot of partying going in and out on a daily basis. What I've taught our students over the last 10 or 11 years is a method called corporate rental. So I want you to picture the people that are coming into the Airbnbs are there to work. Envision a travel nurse, a doctor, a patient, an engineer, a military. Someone who's coming into work is significantly different than a potential client that's coming into your property that is there to party. Neighbors don't complain, but they keep the property in for sale condition. They're simply going to work and coming back, and then they're literally going to sleep and doing it all over again. What we taught our 3,000 plus students of the time of this video is how to get properties where we're bringing in the clientele that are there essentially to work and not party. Now, talking about the Airbnb bust, I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs. I've got some data right here that I want to share with you guys. I think it's very, very interesting. One is everybody's saying Airbnb's over. People are saying that the occupancy is dropping. People are saying investors are selling properties. There's a lot of people that are saying that this is the biggest opportunity. And so I want to break this down in this video. Is it an opportunity, or should you not even try to get into Airbnb at all right now and wait for the market to climb back up? I've watched the industries boom and I've watched them just absolutely go to shit. And the reason is because over the last 10 years, we've had COVID, we've had interest rates. Think about people that are buying properties where interest rates used to be 2%, and now at the time of this video, we're looking at 6 to 7% interest. That means investors are forced to sell or rent their property because the interest rates are so high. They got into Airbnb at a low interest rate, and now the interest rates are higher, and now they're not making the same amount of money they were making a couple years ago. However, I want to share something with you I think is very important. When most people panic, the investors make money. If you're looking to do better in an industry, this is why when people start selling stocks, when people sell, panic happens, investors come up, scoop it up for a low price. Because anytime supply and demand goes up, there's not enough demand. When demand goes up, supply goes down. So in this case for Airbnb, this is a simple analogy. Right now, interest rates are 6 to 7%. Investors are starting to sell. What I would like for you to do, stay in the game. Now, I always tell people this. In order to stay in the game, you should ask yourself this question. Are you looking to get into Airbnb? Because there's two ways. You could buy a property, or you can do what we do. It's called rental arbitrage, which is rent a property. Let me give you both scenarios. Let's say right now you go to a bank. At the time of this video, you're at 6 to 7% interest rate. Now, I'm going to give you both scenarios so you can see return or ROI on each different procedure. So number one is I go buy a property. Now, if I go buy a property, I have to go to a bank and I got to put down 20%. Generally, most banks want 20% down on an investment property. So if I buy a house for even numbers at 200 grand, I've got to put down 20% on that property. That's 40,000 out of pocket. Now I got to go furnish the property. So now I'm at 40,000 plus I got to furnish 10, 15,000. I'm 55 out the door and I just got started. That's on a purchase. With arbitrage, it's a much different way. So what we're doing is we're going to a landlord who's renting their property and we're saying, look, we'll take your property. We know you've been sitting on this property for 6 to 7, 8 months and it's been vacant. The key to this video here is, guys, is to target a landlord that's in pain if you're going to go that option, because the longer the property owner's been sitting trying to rent the property, the more motivated they are to actually rent the property to you. Because if they just list their property yesterday, they can just go rent to a long-term tenant. But imagine a property owner has been sitting on a rental property for 8 months vacant. They're losing money. Why? Because they're paying the mortgage, the taxes, the electric, the water, the sewer, and nobody's renting the property. So now I go to them and I say, listen, I'll rent your property from you. I'll pay you the price you're asking per month. I'll keep the property in for sale condition. I'll bring in travel professionals, nurses, doctors, patients, engineers, and military. And we're not going to paint the back bedrooms green and pink for kids because we generally don't have any smokers. We generally don't have any pets, and we generally don't have younger kids because we're going to be working with travel professionals like nurses, doctors, and patients, engineers, and military. The landlord's like, wait a minute. So you're going to pay the month every month on time. You'll keep my property in for sale condition. I get exactly what I'm looking for in rent, and my asset stays in great condition throughout the lease. That is correct. And that's why I've been doing this for 11 years. And what I'm sharing with you, I learned from a billionaire. Some of you guys know my good friend Grant Cardone. If you don't know GC, go look him up. He's a multi-billionaire in South Florida. Grant showed me this in 2016, how to bring in professionals into the property and how to do this without ever buying the property at all. And I thought it was genius, and I'm like, I want to get into this. What I'm sharing with you guys right now, is there an actual Airbnb bust? The answer is no. Interest rates, yes, have came up. People have bought properties in the valley, but now the interest rates come up and people start wanting to rent their property. That's a blessing to us. Investors see this as an opportunity and say, why don't I go get more rental properties? With that said, guys, I'm going to share with you a couple more statistics that I think are really valuable, but in terms of the actual bust happening, I think it's a myth. It's my opinion. I believe you have a great opportunity right now to get into arbitrage, and these next couple details that I'm going to give you are very valuable. Stay to the end. On a side note, I think the biggest reason people fail in Airbnb is because they've watched a bunch of YouTube videos. They saw people making money. They saw people thinking it's extremely easy. They get into the industry because Uncle Frank used to do an Airbnb a couple years ago, and they saw a family member do it, and then got a bunch of sticky notes all over their desk about how they're going to get started. The problem with that is it took me 3.5 years to fail forward so many times before I realized, how do I do this without making mistakes? How do I actually get into Airbnb and do it the right way? Manage the property the correct way, have the cleaner set up, bring in travel professionals. How do I price the property properly per night? How do I bring in the right people into the property? What is lead time? What are these metrics meaning? And I think a lot of people just jump in because they're so excited, but the biggest mistake that I have found is that people jump into the wrong market. If you made it this far, I'm gonna share with you guys a free document that I wanna give you. You'll see in the description box below. I wanna give you a free document that basically is years of data. It's the scripts, it's everything you need. It's called our launch kit, so it's our Airbnb launch kit. It's a free document, so if you guys wanna go into the description box, I'll link it there, completely on the house, no strings attached. This is my way of saying thank you for watching and continuing to watch. Make sure you share, make sure you guys are following. Okay, I appreciate every follow, every share, and leave me a comment. Let me know that if you think that the Airbnb bust is here, is it really here, or is it that this is an opportunity of a lifetime for investors to say, hey, I'm gonna be picking up more properties now that more people are starting to rent. I would highly not recommend right now buying a property at all, okay? The biggest mistake people make is they're picking the wrong city. The biggest mistake you'll ever make is the wrong market. People think, oh, it's the operator, it's gonna be, how the property is managed, how many cleaners you have. No, it's not, it's the city. The city dictates how successful you will be on Airbnb or not. This is a little bonus. I'm gonna give you guys 5 cities. 5 cities I'm gonna give you right now that are on fire as the time of this video. One is Orlando, one is Nashville, one is Scottsdale, one is Savannah, Georgia, and one is Atlanta. These 5 markets right here. Now, here's the key. If you guys want this, again, send me a message inside of the box down there. Send me a quick message. Let me know if you want the most important part, which is the zip code. So just message me the word zip code inside the messages and I'll send over the right zip codes. I want you to think about like this. If I just told you Atlanta was a great city, but I didn't tell you what zip code to be in, and you're dealing with travel professionals, people coming into work that are going to work, they're going to sleep, they're coming back into the property. If you're not comfortable being there, neither are your guests. So not every zip code in every city works. You want to make sure you're in the right zip codes within that city. And so for that reason, I want to share with you guys, I'll give you 3 or 4 zip codes for each city. If you want to send me in the comments, let me know which city you want to start in. I'll give you the best zip codes for you to get into, because I'm telling you right now, the city is not important. The zip codes in the city are the most important thing. We've got, almost a decade of knowledge and 3,200 students that are doing well in Airbnb. Love to have you part of our team. Love to have you part of our family. If you guys are interested, you can just shoot me a message, say the word interested, and put your phone number or send me a direct message with your phone number, and I'll reach out and see if it's a good fit for us to work together as well. All right, thank you guys for being here. As always, B&B Solutions, super excited to help you guys get your very first property. Send me a message below and let's crush it in Airbnb. Be safe. Bye.